Who I look up to as a director, it has to be Quentin Tarantino. I love his movies. I grew up watching a lot of westerns, a lot of action movies from you like of Sylvester Stallone to Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jean-Claude Van Damme to you name it, Jabon. So action basically it's my primary genre. So when I watch his movies, I love how he does action. I love how he writes his dialogue. I love how he shoots his films, the way he uses his music. I can say a lot, but who I look up to definitely has to be Quentin Tarantino. What inspired this Buhle story, like I said to you, it's Kill Bill. I think even at the time when I wrote the script, I was watching Kill Bill. I always watch the film now and again, especially at the time I saw it. It was on Netflix, Volume 1 and Volume 2. But really, it was the lead actress, Kayla, herself, because we had a meeting, at a restaurant, standing in a restaurant. It was for a different film that I had written. And then she just asked me a question that, have I ever written a female gangster character? And I was like, no, I haven't written a female gangster character. And then we just kept it moving. But when I got home later on in the evening, the question kind of lingered, it was still on my mind, and the idea just came to me. So I started writing, this narrative. And, later on in the morning, I sent her the script. I wanted to do a film that says crime doesn't pay. And I wanted to do it in such a way that, the very same people who commit an act of crime, are killed, but in a brutal way, and are killed by someone who they themselves didn't think, is someone to kill, like. So the biggest message for this film is that crime doesn't pay, and that, in the life of crime, there will always be blood spilled, and people should keep in mind, whenever they attempt, to commit a crime, because you're gonna go into a house, an apartment, a farm, wherever to steal, only to find out that you are stealing for the wrong person.